Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Yes, it's time for another video. You might notice some differences to this. New camera, so I'm hoping everything goes alright. Unlucky for you, you get a more high definition view of my face. I know, I'm so lucky. Before we go any further with the video, we're very, very close. We're less than 200 subscribers away from the big 35,000. So please, if you haven't already, make sure to hit like and subscribe down below the video. And we'll be giving away one of the new Celtic tops as soon as we hit that 35k mark. So if you want a chance of winning one, then who knows? Maybe you can if you press subscribe. And also with this new camera, we're going to be figuring things out along the way. This is the first time I've used it. I'll probably have another tinker with the settings. Things might look different over the coming videos, but for now I'm hoping everything looks okay. Hoping it sounds okay, hoping it all goes well, and hopefully this is a camera that can bring you some better content out with the compounds of the loft. Because I'm sweating up here 99% of the time. And that's something that this 4K camera does not have to show you. The sweat dripping from my forehead. Anyway, let's talk about Celtic. Edouard Michut. Now, was there even a point in making a video on this guy? Because today Ange confirmed that Celtic have no interest in the player, which is saddening. We're going to talk about it all. But I still wanted to have a little bit of a conversation about the PSG player, Edouard Michut. Yesterday it was very exciting. Fabrizio Romano and some other outlets, Anthony Joseph I think was on top of it first. They were all reporting that Celtic had made an approach for PSG's youngster Edouard Michut, and there was advanced talks, Fabrizio Romano claimed, for the young Frenchman. And I mean, I was very excited. I was captivated straight away when you see a teenager from PSG who's played in the senior team being linked with a move to Celtic all of a sudden. It gets the blood pumping. It's not every day you get linked with someone who plays with Lionel Messi and Sergio Ramos and all these superstars at PSG. But that was the case yesterday morning when the news broke. And of course, we know Celtic are perhaps in the market for a central midfielder. So this one looked as though it was very interesting. It looked like there was substance to it. And if you remember last night's live stream, in fact, we spoke about it on there before Ange came out and squashed all hopes of us signing him. So let's have a look at what the manager said today in relation to Edouard Michut and how he won't be coming to Celtic. So when asked about Edouard Michut, Ange Postecoglou responded, "Yep, good player, but no. No, it's not going to happen." Very aptly put by the Australian, but basically answering the questions and putting to bed the rumours. He said he has an interest in every good footballer in the world, but there is a limited market in which he could tap into, and basically ended all hope of the very short-lived excitement in Edouard Michut. He also spoke, interestingly enough, on Aaron Moy. He was asked about Aaron Moy, whose name I haven't actually heard linked with Celtic this summer window, but obviously some journalists or some reporters have maybe heard some rumours, some murmurs that he's been talking to Celtic, but he also shot that down. So for the interest of what the manager said, he said, he's another footballer who's very much talented and very much in my range, but that doesn't mean we're going to bring him in, no. He's a fantastic footballer, somebody I know really well. I'm sure he'll get picked up. He's a very talented player. In terms of us, we've got a plan and we're sticking to it, and so far I'm pretty happy with the progress we're making on all fronts, and hopefully there will be some news coming out before the season starts. We're going through the process and making sure we get the ones that we need. So Postecoglou effectively providing us a transfer update in these quotes, saying that there will be something happening. It looks as though there will be some other signings coming through the door, where he says we're going through the process, making sure we get the ones we need, and hopefully there will be more news coming, but it just won't be in relation to Edouard Michut or Aaron Moy, both central midfielders of course, but it doesn't look as though it'll be any of those two. Now I must admit, I'm hoping that the comments more in relation to Michut. I'm not bothered about Moy. I don't think he's a player Celtic should necessarily go for, but in relation to Edouard Michut, I think that Celtic should go there, and I hope that Ange Postecoglou is bluffing. I'm hoping that he's trying to throw off the scent maybe, but I've not got my hopes high. I do think this is probably the end of that small transfer saga that lasted one whole day. It'd be nice if he was bluffing, because I think he looked like a tremendous signing for Celtic. He could have been potentially signing of the summer, I think, in Scotland. When you're playing at that level, listen, let's talk about the player himself for a moment. He played 6 times last season, I think, for the PSG senior team. It's not an easy team to get into. It's not like you just walk into that side. Very talented midfield. He's probably been playing with some of the world's best, you could say, the likes of Verratti. And of course around him as well, he's got Sergio Ramos, he's got Lionel Messi, he's got Neymar, Kylian Mbappe, all these players. It's one of the best squads in world football. I mean, they might not be as successful as they should be, but they're certainly a very talented side. They'll probably be picking up a lot of good work on the training ground. And for the fee of what they said was €2.5 million, so about 2 million quid, if we could have signed a young playmaker from PSG who's played in the senior team for that lower price when he's wanting to move away, I thought that would have been tremendous business from Celtic. And that's why I really do hope that Celtic, or Ange Postecoglou I should say, may be bluffing in this. Hopefully, well, I don't think that'll be the case, yeah. I think one of the biggest issues with Michut anyway is the fact he's more of an attacking midfielder. He's a central midfielder, but more attacking than defensive. And I think if Celtic were to go into the market for any player in the central midfield area, they're looking for a slightly more defensive player. We've got good attackers. We've got Matt O'Reilly. We've got Hatate, who likes to get forward. We've got Turnbull, who's an attacking midfielder. We don't really need to build in that front. I think and McGregor as well can also move forward really well. I think we need to kind of look at that number 6 area, and maybe that's not quite the option. And maybe Celtic don't want to waste £2.5 million, or £2 million, on a player who we don't necessarily need right now. But he has got a Ligue 1 medal, I believe. He has played in top competitions, French Cup winner too. I mean, he's someone who I would have loved to see come in. I really would have. But it's been rubbished. It's been thrown to the side. And I'm sure that, we hear that update from Ange there. I'm sure we're looking at the correct targets. We're looking at players who are going to come in and have a part to play in this team. And if Michut isn't one of those guys, then we're making the best decision for the club rather than throwing away that money. So it does look as though that's in the mud, but it is what it is. I want your opinions on Aaron Moy, though. What do you think? Aaron Moy... he's someone who I wasn't too big a fan of bringing into Celtic. Good player, absolutely, but I just didn't think Celtic was the right place for him. That's been rubbish too, of course, but what are you thinking? It came kind of out of nowhere, out the purple, you could say. What's your thoughts on that? Let me know in the comments below. Hoping for some updates soon. But last night, Celtic, of course, played their third pre-season friendly. We took on Banik Ostrava. I was live streaming on the channel. If you came along, thank you very much. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I certainly had fun. That was good, and hopefully we'll have another one for the Legia Warsaw game next week. But I thought Celtic looked good in that again. Competitive, sort of friendly. We had to fight, and Banik Ostrava, of course, with the centenary celebrations, were certainly up for a game, and they brought it to us. They took the lead, and we had to fight back, and we fought back really well. But another good performance for the boys, getting minutes in the legs, and as always with the pre-season games, don't read too much into it, but some very positive signs. I thought, for example, Georgios Giacomakis looked terrific. It's good to see him getting a goal of that quality in a pre-season friendly. It's signs of things to come, hopefully. I thought that a lot of players looked great. There was not really any negatives from that game yesterday. The only negative being that Rio Hatate missed out in the game. People were wondering what happened to Hatate. There was an update from Postecoglou. He said he had a slight knock. He played both games, and the decision was made to leave him out, and he will train again on Friday for Saturday as Celtic prepare to welcome Blackburn Rovers to Celtic Park. Gonna be great to be back at Celtic Park. I'm looking forward to being there. I think that it's been a long time, and I think that it'll be a good attendance. I think it'll be a good atmosphere. I don't think it'll be bouncing by any means. It's a pre-season friendly, but just that general vibe of happiness as fans return to the stadium. It's always a good feeling. It's always like that in those sort of opening friendly games at Celtic Park. It's very different to last year. Of course, last year it was the phased return of supporters. You had to wait on your text to see if you were allowed to go to the game. We never had the full capacities, but I went to the Midtjylland game, and I remember the West Ham game was a much bigger attendance. I think there was something like 30,000 or something allowed to the West Ham game, and I still remember seeing everybody's photos and such. I'd already been to a game by that point, but I remember seeing everybody's photos and everything on social media, and it just looked great. Everybody was so happy to be back, to be at Celtic Park. It was good weather that day as well, if I remember rightly, and hopefully it'll be good weather again on Saturday to welcome supporters back into the ground, and hopefully another win against Jean Dahl Thomason. Hopefully a good win there. But yeah, I think, if we carry on the way we've been playing, it'll be exciting to watch. It'll be good to see the key players now that they're all back and now that they're all been playing. Juranovic back, of course, last night, which was good. I'm just generally excited. And hopefully we have some fresh faces to welcome in the door in the coming weeks as well to add to that. And I think that's about it for today. There's not a lot to talk about, and I've recorded this very, very late. I actually deliberately left this to it's 5:20 right now. I left it to late on to see if any news would come or anything would happen, and nothing did. So there's not an awful lot to speak about today, but I still wanted to get a video out to you guys. I appreciate your support. I hope you appreciate the fact that I got one out. But a transfer update from Postecoglou nonetheless, you could say. No to Michut and Moy, but looking to add some faces soon, it sounds like, so we'll wait and see what happens. Anyway, that'll do it for today. Make sure that like and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. I was hoping you would say it. There we go.